You might think that some of your favorite snacks are so good, they should be eaten everywhere. But some of those candies, pastries, and drinks you're stuffing in your mouth like a kid after Halloween are so toxic they're illegal outside of the US.
This is your vampire costume? I ordered it online. You look like you got the baboon's butt on your head.
That's right, fellas. American food banned in other countries because it's far from healthy hardly includes the word conspiracy, but we'll be exposing the sweetest, fluffiest, and fizziest foods in this Foodspiracy. So we're going to become food-busting scientists, test the goods, and get to the bottom of why. There are so many snacks and sweet foods sitting on grocery shelves all over the US, from brightly colored candy to weird fizzy drinks, and thanks to the approval of the US Food and Drug Administration, they can all sit there ready to make you choke. But let's be real, we all know American hygiene is the worst.
I feel like showering more than once a day or every day is such a white people thing.
Despite what the FDA says, bad stories always crawl, like the time a woman's flesh got burnt off because McDonald's likes to keep their coffee between 180 degrees Fahrenheit and 190 degrees Fahrenheit as if it's acidic. Or when Chipotle almost started the apocalypse back in 2015 when a norovirus outbreak from their store in Boston took down 141 people. Or how about when Quaker teamed up with MIT in the 1950s to feed children radioactive oatmeal while telling the parents they were high nutrition.
A hug, a kiss, and a good hot Quaker Oats breakfast. The best school day start you can give your youngster. For just as his soul is nourished by a hug and a kiss, so will his young body be nourished by a good hot breakfast of Quaker Oats.
No matter what the excuses are, toxic chemicals are still being used in foods, and some factories are so dirty they look like zombies exploded all over the machinery. It's no wonder other countries don't trust US-made foods. You wouldn't either if you knew all the Courage the Cowardly Dog horrors going on behind the scenes. Who knows all the chemicals the FDA lets these companies add to your food? Well, we do. And by the time you find out why other countries won't touch this goop, you wouldn't want it either. So let's put our aliens conspiracy cream right here. Mountain Dew, the soda that was launched as a joke. Fizzy, sweet, and perfect for a hot day, that's Mountain Dew. Anyone with a sweet tooth loves this stuff, and who would have thought that we all got it because two brothers thought it'd be funny to have a rifle-toting hillbilly on a soda label. That sounds like something straight out of Ed and Eddie.
Hey, Rolf! What you doing?
But the European Union and Japan have something to say about it, and it's not good. Mountain Dew contains one evil little additive that has over 100 countries barring their gates to the lemony drink, and that is BVO. That doesn't stand for Beach Volleyball Online, if that's what you're thinking. It means brominated vegetable oil. Citrus-flavored sodas like Mountain Dew uses oil-based flavorings, and if you know anything about oil, it's that it doesn't mix well with water. BVO is the magic potion that dissolves these oils and keeps them mixed with water. The teeny tiny problem though, BVO is literally zombie acid. It has negative effects on the skin, causes a loss of muscle coordination, and irritates the linings of your nose, mouth, lungs, and stomach. A little mouth irritation might be a small price to pay for that sweet, sweet Mountain Dew delight, but it only gets worse from here, people. High levels of BVO lead to autoimmune diseases, hypothyroidism, and even cancer. Not to mention, it can cause birth defects in newborns. The FDA okayed BVO, and some countries in the EU still allow Mountain Dew and other products with a zombie acid like Gatorade and Fanta on their shelves, but now you know why it was banned in the first place. Skittles, the candy with no inventor. Who doesn't love this brightly colored candy? Pick out your favorite color or eat them all at once. Either way, Skittles has had Americans tasting the rainbow since 1979. Now, if it's so good, why doesn't anyone know who the heck invented it? That aside, Skittles might have Americans in the chokehold, but the governments of Sweden and Norway banned the candy. And no, it's not because the red food dye used in Skittles is made from boiled beetles. That's one thing no one likes to discuss. It's because of two other food dyes. Yellow 5 and Yellow 6 are dyes used to give your Skittles that bright yellow and orange pop, but it was also suspected of blowing kids' minds. Not literally. The food coloring is linked to hyperactivity in children, so since they didn't want kids bouncing off the walls like Skittles-obsessed Tigger or like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters, they banned it. There's also the fact that yellow 5 causes allergic reactions like asthma, hives, and itching. So the next time you start itching like crazy after eating Skittles, know to fully enjoy the rainbow, you also need rash cream. Special K, the cereal so special even the Queen loved it. We've talked about zombie acid and candy that makes you scratch like a reptile, but can you believe that food can be banned because it's too good for you? Everyone hates dangerous ingredients, but for the government of Denmark, too many vitamins and minerals are just as evil. In 2004, Denmark banned Special K, Queen Elizabeth II's favorite cereal, because regulators believe the high levels of vitamins and minerals in the 18 vitamin-enriched cereal could damage children's livers and kidneys if they ate it regularly. It's no zombie acid, but the Danish Veterinary and Food Administration also said Special K could hurt fetuses if pregnant women eat too much of it. Next time you tuck into a bowl of Special K or eat one of the breakfast bars, remember the Danes can't have any because they're just too darn healthy. Bread, the food so important to ancient Egyptians, they used it as money. About 10,000 years ago, humans started making bread with a holy quad of simple ingredients: flour, yeast, salt, and water. Centuries later, Americans decided to Rick Sanchez the whole thing by adding potassium bromate like mad scientists.
Potassium bromate, do you know what that is? You know what you're putting into our bodies? Death! Delicious, strawberry flavored death!
Okay, I'm calling security.
Yes!
Potassium bromate is added to bread dough to strengthen it, make it rise higher without having to spend on extra yeast or baking powder, reduce the baking time, and give the bread that beautiful white color. But it also causes cancer. What? You heard that right, people. To cut down on spending like a baking Scrooge, some American bread manufacturers use potassium bromate in their bread, and the United Kingdom, Canada, and Peru, and many other countries said no thanks and had some American bread banned. Potassium bromate isn't only linked to cancer, but also nervous system damage and kidney damage, but for some reason it's still generally used in American bread and bread products including rolls, bagel chips, and breadcrumbs. Seriously, we could have just made bread the regular way and it won't cause cancer, will look amazing, and taste even better. American bread ranks on such a low scale compared to European bread that even Mr. Beast gets tired of it sometimes and just craves a good old French baguette. Last December, he literally sent a random Duke University student all the way to France to bring him a baguette. The kid came back with a dozen, but Jimmy only wanted one. All that potassium bromate probably got to him, and he just wanted a taste of something sweeter. Whatever the reason for this wild stunt, safe to say American bread has been banned in other countries for a very good reason. Little Debbie, food that's been to space. Oh, what a joy it brings to see the sweet, innocent face of Little Debbie on the grocery store shelf. From their delicious cosmic brownies to the oatmeal cream pies, you can count on a Little Debbie to save your stomach in its time of need. Little Debbie snacks were affordable, fun, and after a 2014 partnership with the University of Tennessee Chattanooga, launched some of their cosmic cupcakes into space, even more spacey than the Jetsons. Unfortunately, Little Debbie Swiss rolls are behind bars outside the US for having our favorite mind-exploding dye in it, Yellow 5. As popular as it is in the US, the good people of Norway and Austria have no chance of seeing Little Debbie Swiss rolls on their grocery store shelves because of food dyes Yellow 5 and Red 40. We already know the negative effects of Yellow 5, so now's as good a time as any to mention that Red 40 can turn kids into Tiggers too.
Consider yourself pounced.
It's linked to certain ADHD symptoms such as hyperactivity and may also cause other neurobehavioral effects in children. For countries in the European Union, they have to carry warning labels telling customers they cause adverse effects on children, while it's banned in foods for infants and young children. But those yummy Swiss rolls are never making their way past Norway and Austrian borders. Sorry, Debbie, you might be up in space, but you're not welcome here. Coca-Cola, the drink so good, it tried to replace coffee. Fizzy, sweet, and perfect for a hot day? Move over, Mountain Dew. Coca-Cola is everyone's favorite downtime drink, and they have the cute advertisements of the drink, bringing people together to prove it. Every grocery store refrigerator, corner store drink dispenser, and college student's dorm room has a bottle of sweet Coca-Cola. And the average American would probably have a hard time going without seeing a drink this common. But believe it or not, there are currently 3 countries in the world where you wouldn't legally find a drop of the brown ambrosia that is Coca-Cola. Due to the trade embargo that the US put on North Korea, Cuba, and Russia, you won't find a place to legally buy Coca-Cola around those parts. So long as the US prevents companies from doing business with those countries, the citizens would have to deal with the fact that they'd have to get their cola fixed illegally like soft drink loving Pablo Escobar's. Zombie acid, tiger food dye, radioactive bread, and illegal cola. The list of foods illegal outside the US doesn't get much weirder than this. But we still look you through it because here at Foodspiracy, we eat our food knowing what in it can send us to the ER.